I am adamantly against crowdsourcing spec work. I think that it is horrible for a number of different reasons. Here's an example. 55 DSL, which is a brand I believe owned by Diesel, they wanted a new logo a couple years ago. And so they did a design spec contest, and they had over 15,000 designers submit a logo for, I think it was a €1,500 prize. And so you have 15,000 people. We asked some of these people, on average, how many hours do they spend on their submission? And some of them said like 3, 4, 5, I think was the average number of hours. And when you do the math, this is over 4 years of 24/7 labor that went into a €1,500 prize. This is a tragedy of creative talent lost. It is also not crowdsourcing, it is crowd subjugation. The outcome of this work is also pretty crappy, and the reason is because crowdsourcing spec work incentivizes careless engagement. If you know that your chance of getting paid is very low, then you're going to throw in something haphazard, oftentimes reuse something that wasn't used by somebody else, and really not care. And as a result, your greatest work is not presented, and also it puts your worst foot forward on the internet, where attribution is getting better. And so to have your name on something that is not your greatest work and have that attributed back to you in a simple Google search is not good for your career. And when I ask creatives how they felt about these spec contests that they engaged with, they'll often say it was like discount sushi or something. You know, like it sounded like it was a great idea at the time, but then the next morning it was like, why did I do that? And I'm not even gonna get paid for my work. And why did I allow myself to get taken advantage of? So on the company side, I find a lot of companies end up with tons of stuff, and none of these designers took the time to get to know them as brands and to do their due diligence and to get a proper brief and to really iterate and think through their product. And so I just don't think that it's a sustainable model for great creative work to be produced. And in my sort of personal mission of creative meritocracy, getting the creative world on the same platform and get therefore access to opportunity on a grand scale, spec works is the antithesis of what we're trying to do. So we've been adamantly against it, and we've tried to also educate brands who come to us and explain to them why this is not good for the way that they engage and with their reputation with the creative world. It does not yield the best work, and it certainly doesn't serve the ecosystem. So those are a few thoughts on my take on spec work.